Hey, James, just, first of all, in that spot for you coming off the bench, what's your approach, just in that moment?
In that moment, honestly, the approach was get something I could handle and try and put a good swing on it. Pinch hitting's not hitting in general is not an easy thing to do. Pinch hitting is even more difficult after being on the bench. And so, honestly, I was just coming in and looking for something that I could handle and try and do damage with it.
And then when you're at third base and you see Pilar get hit like that, just, what's your reaction? What are you thinking?
It's scary. It's real scary. Everything kind of stops for a second. He gets hit by the pitch, and the last thing on my mind is going to go touch home plate. I even stopped to talk to Mathis and see if he knew exactly where it hit him. And no one really knew, but our thoughts and prayers are definitely with him. And that's just a scary moment.
Justin Toscano, you're next.
Hey, James, were you able to see Kevin, or was he kind of long gone by the time you got back in there?
Yeah, after that inning, I ran up and I saw him. He was walking around, but I haven't seen him since. He's at the doctor's now. So I guess it's a good sign to see him walking and everything. But it's very scary.
And for the team as a whole, with all the pieces you guys have been missing and kind of all the bad luck on that front, what does it do for confidence to win a game like this?
Yeah, no, it's huge. Baseball is a funny game. It'll break you. It'll humble you. And, pretty much any chance that there is. And when it's on a team level like that, you gotta lean on each other. You got to keep pushing each other. You got to keep building each other up. And you got to focus on the positives. It's very simple to sit here and talk about the negatives and how the ball may not be bouncing our way, and this guy's on the injured list and this guy's on the injured list, but you can't take time to focus on the negatives, and you got to focus on the positives and keep pushing through.
Thank you.
Dave Lennon, you're up.
Hey, James, you mentioned what had happened with Kevin, and you guys are obviously conditioned to play through injuries and go through and continue playing. But when you see something with Kevin, that's kind of a next level thing. I would think it's hard to keep playing, right? I mean, is it hard to refocus and continue to play after seeing something like that?
Yeah, it's tough. Especially seeing the type of injury, and you wonder, if he's okay. The thought of, standing in the box, a lot of the normal person doesn't realize how fast that ball is coming in there and how quick you have to react. It's just one of those things where that ball looked like it was chasing him. It does, it takes a second to get yourself locked back in and focus on the task at hand. And you just, like I said, you send your thoughts and your prayers, his way.
Thanks, James.
Jim Healy, your line is open.
You mentioned initially not being sure, go touch home plate. I didn't notice in the moment. Did you delay on your way to home, or did you kind of have to go around Kevin? How did you?
I actually didn't touch home until he was already walking off the field. I actually walked towards the pitcher's mound to talk to Mathis and see if he had bent down and talked to him or seen anything before I actually went and touched home. And one of those situations, the game kind of stops. The rules are, they're there obviously, but KP didn't go down, touch first base. The pinch runner goes in for him. You just move up, but I definitely wasn't going to go walk around him to touch home plate. I was going to make sure he was okay before anything.
Thank you.
Ed Coleman, your line is open.
Hey, James, with your at bat, he's a big changeup guy, which you can possibly pull. But in that situation, in a scoreless game and that, are you at all thinking getting the runner over, or did you think you could get a pitch you could pull like that?
With him in scoring position, the thought did cross my mind, but just understand the situation, and especially once I got to 2 strikes, it was put the bat on the ball and let it happen as it may, and thank the Lord it happened the way that it did.
Thanks,
James. Thank you very much for your time.
All right, y'all take care.